be discussing that image tomorrow. It's a diagram.
All right. Whenever Janet's ready, it's recording.
All right. Actually, this can actually go for anyone who is dealing with public spaces in general. All right. So whether information kiosk, wayfinding, the vacant lot, Lake Como, Smallpox Memorial Hospital, community garden, pretty much everyone should save that image that I just sent out. So we can review tomorrow. All right. So just click on the link and save it to your camera roll. We'll go over it tomorrow.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Janet, a senior at WHSAD. And now my project, Bushwick Generator, we'll be talking about today in this presentation. So the project brief description is that Bushwick Generator is developed and designed at 215 Moore Street that consists of a base with cellar and a tower. The offices occupy the tower, which is the base ground, the second and underground floors that need to be programmed and designed to allow for a multitude of programs which should benefit the tenants of the buildings. And the purpose of the project of Bushwick Generator is to collaborate in groups that will consist of getting the knowledge of growing an idea and design for the activation for the building's base and underground floor. So yeah. And then Savo can read this one.
Project brief description. So the clients are Mrs. Moskowitz and Mr. Lichtenstein. The budget is to be determined and the project program. So office space is for creative office tenants and startups, which may include closed offices, open offices, amenity spaces, cafes, social gathering areas, etc. Consider what type of offices you would like to work in. The offices will require an entrance lobby on the ground floor. What are the new demands of offices of today are facing? The retail is the ground floor retail spaces for neighborhood stores, cafes, and restaurants. And how can these spaces adapt to thrive in this rapidly changing environment? Also, the parking entrance and loading docks. The parking entrance and the two loading docks at the ground floor will be required for deliveries and services to the building. And their location is present in Siegel Street. The building core is present in the center of the building. Additional vertical circulation may be proposed.
Okay, so the project goal is a concept and design for the activation of the building base and underground floors. The generator will be a community for working, learning, building networks, and growing businesses. And the community program will encourage interaction between the neighborhood residents and building tenants. The programming will include the lobby entrance to the office floors above, the retail component, the parking garage entrance, and the space for events for the tenants and local residents, as well as seminars and classes. The Bushwick Generator will be a community of innovative and creative businesses integrated into one of the New York City's most vibrant neighborhoods. Scale businesses, startups, co-working spaces, makers, retail, fashion, music, and design industries. So the site maps and the photos we cited was on Google Earth. So this is the site maps we cited within the group about Bushwick Generator, and this is where it's located. So, and then
some of the projects I did, I couldn't really find any, just the names. Those are the pictures, and three I found was Blockchain for Peace, FOAM, Space Organized TCR, and Dispatch Labs leads blockchain.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, yes. Can you go back to slide number 6, please?
Okay.
Okay, so Janet, just a quick thing. You may want to, when you're showing a site map,
Mm-hmm.
you want to show the overall. Maybe what you want to do is also show a map, so pretty much showing the entire map of maybe New York or the boroughs, right?
Yeah.
So you co-locate it, right? To where it is, and then you can do a zoom-in version of where it's exactly located. All right,
Okay.
and show more of the surrounding area. I would say for your three-dimensional one. Mhm.
You done already? Okay, Janet.
Yeah.
Can you go back to your presentation?
Okay.
Okay. Good job, by the way. It's an excellent start. Once again, this project is still, they're going to give the synopsis, but with your presentation, the next step, I want you, Jesus and Jasmine, to start thinking about, just as Rodriguez said, the site analysis, getting images of what's the surrounding community, what's area, the type of buildings that's there, as well as the demographics, who lives in that area. That's the first thing I want you to get a census of. So you could go to census, find out research how to get demographic census of the area. Next, because of that, I want you to think about, because Jesus mentioned the blockchains, things they want to add it, they wanted to provide information to the community. That's pretty much what they were interested. But what do you think the community would benefit from? Like, what can you generate? Like, what can they need? Like, for example, to better themselves. Not only about investments, learn about investments. Like, for example, you say they mentioned nursing. So I want you, Jesus and Jasmine, to think about some ideas. So create the next slide, which is the mood board. What do you think the neighborhood would benefit from? Previous years, people have said that, they did computer workshop classes. They've done cooking classes. They've done investment classes. They've done like workshops to help healthier eating. So I want you to think about all the type of options that the community could benefit from and put that in the presentation. Okay?
Okay.
And also,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Cody.
okay. And last but not least, begin thinking about the type of stores that could be in the neighborhood. So once you're doing the site analysis, you're going to look at the type of what stores are there, so you don't want to duplicate it. Like, for example, there's a few pizza areas I know that's already a block away, 2 blocks away, but even though those could still actually be in the main lobby area, entrance area. So think about what type of commercial areas that will be needed for that building space.
Yeah, you may want to come up with a list of things, right, or space that you can incorporate into the project, and then we can start looking into how some other architects have designed similar spaces.
Yep.
Janet, can you go to slide 5, please? All right, so I was, doing something on my other computer, and I was listening to your presentation, and it's a great presentation. It's a great first draft. I like the arrangement of the photos and the overall vision. But remember, it is a presentation. You are basically reading from a script when you are presenting this slide, among other slides. You have a lot of language on this slide, which is all well and good, but you should remember you're speaking to the audience. Now, it's a little different when we're doing this remotely, but you should really make sure that you're speaking to us and not reading from the slide. So try to pare down what you're saying based on each slide, so that you're not reading and you're just more speaking to us in a natural kind of way. Because when I did look over and listen and read while you were speaking. It was just word for word based on what you put on the slide. So just for next steps, next rounds of presentations, be more speaking to the audience instead of reading from the slide.
Okay, excellent. Well, once again, thank you for those who have presented. Because of time,